Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast, episode 313. We have a special returning member of the Spawncast tonight. Miss Click is back.
Pyro! What up, guys? Hi! Hello, I've missed everyone.
It's good to have Miss Click back. People have been asking when you're coming back, so it's good.
Yeah.
Good to have you
you had
here.
anything important to do.
Excited in the chat, I'm sure. Miss Click's been very busy. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, John did it. No problem.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No problem. Click.
That was me, just me.
Lazy ass. It was cool when they do it.
It's good to have Click back. It's good to have. How's everything been, Click?
Good. It's been a lot, but we're doing much better now. So I've missed talking about all the trivial things with you guys. So thanks for having me back.
Good to have Click here. Good to have Click here. We also have Josie, who is basically a member of the Spawncast now, joining us again tonight. How are we doing, Josie?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it.
You had a new video actually went out earlier. Was it this morning or last night?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I saw that video. 12. I have some words about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not mad. Actually, I actually really feathers. No. I really actually liked the video you put together because it's I thought your take was good. I only feel like you probably should have scored it a little higher, and you didn't talk about the music, which is one of the best parts of the game.
That's what I got a lot of comments about that, but I forgot. It was.
I watched it. It was trash.
See what?
Damn. Dang.
I'm joking. I like the video. I like it.
Tackled Super Metroid.
Yeah, no, I'm a big
ready
Super
for the
Metroid
feedback from it. So
it's interesting perspective because a lot of people who probably watch that grew up with it. So I think it's interesting to see people playing it for the first time now, just to kind of give, especially since you played Metroid Dread first and then you played Super Metroid.
Yeah, that's the
why
problem.
I made it, because I thought it'd be like interesting to have a different perspective like that. Mm-hmm. Some people appreciated it.
No, Dread's better. Overall, Dread's better. Like, you can't even freaking wall flip. Like, who can you wall flip in Super Metroid? It's so difficult.
That's what I talked about, and all my comments were like, "Get good," and I was like, "My bad."
No.
Come on, OJ. Let's be serious. Super Metroid is better than Dread. Dread's a great game, but it's not.
It's not.
Dread is better.
Dread is better. Dread's ending crushes Super Metroid's ending. It crushes it.
The music alone in Super just destroys Dread.
I agree. The music is better in Super Metroid. I agree.
Okay. Well, good video. Make sure you guys check it out.
Thank you.
Over on her channel. We also have Jordan. Jordan's back with us tonight too.
Hi, I'm back. I was here last week. I'm back this week. That's 2 weeks. That's a new record. It's been a while. We're here. Look,
going for the high score.
Wait a minute, Jordan was here last week.
There's so many people here now.
Just missing Nate.
Yeah.
Where's Nate?
He's been kind of sick. So he's having a hard time the past week or so. But sometimes he just randomly pops in. So I don't know. Maybe he'll just show up halfway through.
I find it hard to believe that Nate gets sick. I feel like if the virus walked up to him, he'd be like, "Fuck off and go suck a hot wiener," and then whatever. Okay, feel better, Nate.
Got Max Dreamcast guy here.
Yo.
10 times so far through Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, I have now beaten Resident Evil 4 10 times. I have to take a break, I'll be honest. I sped run it multiple times. Yes, I beat it 10 times. You need to do 6 playthroughs for the platinum, but I also beat it 4 times on Xbox. I'm ready to take a break. I've done everything.
Done with it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. We have Sean RGT here, despite the Almond's best efforts.
I'm just not gonna eat after 9 o'clock anymore.
You got fruit and almonds working against you.
Well, I don't know. I felt nauseous this morning, and then I drank some Pepto, and I was like, nope, and I just threw up the Pepto in a bunch of water, and I was like, okay.
All right. So no food after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I ate 3 pieces of bread and some applesauce today. It's been great.
Wow. All right. We got OJ here, Player Essence, holding up the pre-show.
Man, dude in the retirement home already, bro. I feel bad for you. I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me. I've only beat Resident Evil 4 twice, so I'm definitely lagging behind Dreamcast guy. So I'm here.
Yeah, we got MVG.
Hello. With us. I'm doing well. I've beaten Resident Evil 4 times, and I think I'm about done with the game for now. It's fantastic. Okay. I've played it enough now.
Okay, had to have you on because of the we got the emulation stuff, of course, to go over, and the center of that with your videos. So,
did you not play the mercenary stuff?
I may dip into it. I know we're going to talk about it later, but I may take a look at the mercenary stuff. I'm just kind of waiting for the VR patch, I think, for now.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. And then we got Evan. Evan's here.
Yep.
Good to have Evan here. Okay. We as I mentioned, we do actually had more than I was thinking as we got through the week as stuff started to happen like midway through. We do, of course, have the Super Mario movie to talk about. I don't know how many people here saw it. Let's see. OJ saw it.
Yep.
I'm gonna assume Jordan did, actually. I'm just gonna assume. Big movie go over there, Jordan.
Yeah, I saw it.
French. Okay,
Did you say
good.
it was cute?
Yeah, that was my review. I said, hey, Mario movie is cute.
Okay.
Cute.
Okay, cool. So I saw it, OJ saw it, Jordan saw it. I don't know if anyone else saw it. Josie saw it. Awesome. All right, cool. So we got enough people.
Next week.
Go over.
Next week.
Awesome. So we're gonna be discussing that. Also, again, the Xbox emulation stuff with MVG over here. I also wanted to get into some of the Xbox Square Enix stuff that came up, especially after the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. But then we had a article from Windows Central and that
MVG, you bastard! You don't know what you're talking about.
MVG's under fire. He might be banned from Reddit twice now. I don't know.
Come at me,
Rap me, bro.
come at me.
And we got some of the stuff around, or the rumors now around Sony and their very weird sounding emulator. But is it real? I don't know. We'll discuss that too. And we also have a sponsor tonight. That's Factor. Factor been with us for a while. Shout out to Factor. I'll get more into that later on. Evan, you want to start us with the Discord question?
How hard is it really for a company in any media to credit all their employees or any original sources that were involved with a project or notable through the years?
Not hard at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on with this, MVG? I saw there was some talk about the DK rap that was in the Super Mario movie, and Grant Kirkhope wasn't credited for that. And we see Metroid Prime, that remaster, where they just said they just put the credit as the original team.
Yep, just
those guys.
People.
It kind of felt like you seeing the article or people talking about it. It kind of feels like, you know, like when you're doing like a report in like middle school or high school or something, and like you have to like do like the credits. What do they call it? Like at the end of your report, like
source.
Yeah, where you having to say everything, and it's like from Wikipedia or like from information.com.
Hey, you guys can use Wikipedia.
Like, you can't do
the
that.
internet.
We were not allowed to.
I was not allowed to use Wikipedia. I would have used that shit all the time.
That's literally what it felt like seeing those credit screenshots.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Citations, yes, thank you.
No, you said it felt like it was like Wikipedia. They're like, oh, just this, you know, like. Yeah.
You think there's a reason, MVG, as to why this keeps happening? This happened more. It's been more and more recent, right? Like I've been seeing it come up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's different reasons. I don't think there's one overarching reason as to why. I think different studios, different companies have their own rules about it. Like I hear stories about if you haven't worked at the company for more than 6 months, you don't get a credit. I've heard stories about contract positions. No matter what they're doing, they don't get credits. I mean, in the case of Grant Kirkhope and David Wise, I mean, I can only assume it was an oversight, but like even that is a little strange to me because obviously those guys, you know, did amazing work back in the day, and they're very, very well known. So I don't really know, John, what the overarching answer is. I think different companies have different rules about crediting people in their own way, but I don't really feel like there's any harm in just going back and just crediting everyone that was involved, whether it was the original piece of work or if it's a remake or whatever it is, you know, or a movie based on a game or something.
Right. Okay. All right.
But
so let's
go on, Sean. I know
go
you
ahead, Sean.
I know you hate my take, so let me have it.
No, you're fine. It's just it seems to me that people are making it a bigger deal than they like. Does anyone really care? Do you sit there and read through the credits of every game that you beat? Because I sure as fuck
but I mean,
I like to skip past them. Like I get why the people involved can be upset, but all this other commotion around it just seems to be getting angry just for the sake of getting angry.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that, but I mean, when you got Grant Kirkhope basically tweeting saying, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
that's kind of a big deal.
Well, there also have been cases in the last 2 years. It keeps popping up, thankfully, since we have the age of social media. But there's been times where they like worked on a game for 3 years. It took 5 years to make, so they left the team 2 years before launch. It came out and they're not in the credits. And then they try and get the next job and they're not accredited, and it actually makes it harder to find their next job. So I think that's part of the reason people are defending. It says you do see those posts where it's like, hey, I made Uncharted: The Lost Legacy collection, and now I am not in there, so it's hard to even claim this credit. So it's hard to get that pay boost to the next job. Minor stuff like that.
Okay,
that
makes
sucks.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's wouldn't they just contact the HR person and be like, did this person work at this company?
They can, but it's definitely, and it does still work, but people in the industry have spoken about the fact that if you're in like 10 unaccredited projects, it makes your whole portfolio look more weird than when you can point at, here's my body of work, I made those trees, these squeal marks in Forza are because of me. Like when you're unaccredited, it feels weird that you're unaccredited. It makes it like more minimalization of all the work you're doing.
Okay. Let's actually get into the first topic here. We're just gonna go right for this Sony handheld, like immediately, because this people got real excited for a minute and then it got real disappointed right away, because this is coming from Tom Henderson, who seems to have the report on all the Sony hardware. Who's noticed this? You're talking about a PS5 Slim with attachable disk drive, a PS5 Pro, and now what's codenamed the Q Lite. It's a PlayStation handheld that is going to focus around remote play for the PS5, as in you need a PS5 for this thing to have any kind of real functionality for you. So it's going to stream, I assume, over Wi-Fi, but they do mention the need for internet. I don't know if they necessarily mean it needs to check in with Sony as it's doing this, or if you just have everything connected on Wi-Fi, it can run through your local network. But 8-inch screen, 1080p, 60 FPS, what they're shooting for.
Panera's new toasted baguette is loaded with fresh details, ripe tomatoes, melted mozzarella, and freshly made green goddess.
When Wingstop made a chicken sandwich, you know they wouldn't make just one. Now you can have
two. So it's going to stream, I assume, over Wi-Fi, but they do mention the need for internet. I don't know if they necessarily mean it needs to check in with Sony as it's doing this, or if you just have everything connected on Wi-Fi, it can run through your local network. But 8-inch screen, 1080p, 60 FPS, what they're shooting for, and it's basically going to look like a tablet with a half of a DualSense on each side. So a DualSense with a big screen in the middle. And that's kind of all the information we have, other than it's going to come out before the PS5 Pro. They're saying a PS5 Pro end of 2024 holiday. So I know we'll discuss the idea of this actually being a thing after getting into the idea of this existing in the first place, because I feel like a lot of people wanted a Vita 2 when it's cropped up for the first time. Is anyone interested in a remote play device? And if so, what's the price got to be?
But why would people be excited for a Vita 2 when you saw how Sony treated the Vita as far as a platform? Like, I don't understand where the confidence in Sony producing a handheld. Like I love the PSP, I love the Vita, but the PSP definitely had a stronger shot at success than the Vita did because Sony just kind of abandoned it like pretty quickly, and it was, you know, it ended up becoming more of a niche JRPG machine towards the end of its life, trying to make it work. So that's kind of first and foremost to me is like, I'll say JRPG, fuck people. To me, you know, I would be, if this was a dedicated Sony handheld, I would be leery regardless of anything. But the fact that it's this weird sort of thing, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, man.
I mean, we did buy PSVR 2.
Hey,
Sean and I.
Yeah.
A write-off though.
The internet says everything's hype, and then the sales numbers come on. It's like, oh shit. Well,
But
I thought it was gonna buy it.
I 95% agree with Sean, and I did a video talking about this, in that I think this is an interesting idea of a system, because my biggest concern is when Sony splits stuff up. Sony development cycles already seem so long, so if they were going to have a mobile division making handheld games and first-party big stuff, I feel like it would mean even bigger gaps between games. I like the idea of it streaming a PlayStation 5 onto a tablet, but they already have remote play. The weirdest part of it, though, is that it does sound like it's local network only, as you said, John. Like, it sounds like it's something where, like, in your house, if somebody's playing on the TV.
It just sounds like a Wii U a little bit.
Yes, it does sound like a Wii U. And, man, I would buy it because I do game around the house, and I'm not completely opposed to the idea, but it'd have to be under $200. If this thing costs like $300 for a tablet, no way.
I mean, how much was the PSVR?
$700.
Well, it's $550 or $600.
If this thing is over like $150, like,
well, how much was the Logitech G Cloud? That was $300 when it hit, right?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now it's down to $250, I think, but that was technically an Android tablet as well. Like, it had that entire OS that you could use, so it wasn't necessarily you turn it on and it only contacts your PS5. There was at least added functionality.
You can run emulators and shit on there. I got friends that do that.
I'm guessing it'll be $199. That's what that's what I'm guessing. This thing's going to be $199, and it's going to work like, if it worked like a Wii U, that'd be good, right? Because the Wii U had pretty good. If you're close to it, it was pretty much instant. There wasn't really any lag or anything like that.
I don't think we're insulting the Wii U. Like, I like my Wii U.
I'm not.
But I think a lot of people, seriously, even if they didn't have one, like, just roasted the heck out of a Wii U. So the fact that it's like a Sony form of a Wii U, and people be like, oh, what? It's
an add-on, right? Yeah, it's an add-on, so it's not required, you know. So it's an add-on.
Has to be hooked up to the internet too. You guys were saying, like, it always has to have constant.
It mentions in the article that it would need internet connection to function. Yeah, so
it would need it because it needs to check if you own the game, right? Like, if you're going to download, it needs
streaming from.
Yeah.
The thing that's weird about this is
from your console.
You can already do this with your phone, a tablet. You can actually, people don't know this, you can do this with your PC. It can remote play from your PlayStation. You actually plug in a DualSense controller and you can use a PS4 controller for PS5 only games, by the way, through it. So that's the weird thing to me. The only thing I can figure here is they're thinking, one, we have our own hardware that can help push the PS5 by doing an add-on to it, I guess, and two, we know that it's going to have all the default controls from the DualSense attached to this thing, so it will have that functionality. But Josie, you were shaking your head at this remote play thing.
It feels pretty pointless to me because we already have like a phone to do that, like you were saying. And then if we're going to pay for this thing and there's not even going to be like specific games for it, like it's just going to be games that you would be playing on a better screen on your TV at home, which you are already at because it has to be connected to Wi-Fi. I just feel like there's almost no point. And like, maybe to like super hardcore Sony people, like that's something that they want. But people like on the outside are just going to see no value in it. It's going to turn out to be what the Wii U was and just fail.
If you could choose games, right? Like you get approved that you own this game, and then you could take it with you. You could play it on the go. Like it's saved like onto the device, and then you don't need to be in your home to play it. I could see a little bit more, because then that's like a Sony Switch. You know what I mean? But if it's something that you always have to be within a certain proximity or always within a certain network, And then, I mean, even if you wanted to do like the 5G, you know, you're still gonna be paying for like service charges and subscriptions and stuff like that. And that's a whole other mess too. So it's like, I think I understand why they're doing it though, is because they still want people to buy the PS. They don't want to like have you choose between. Like this way makes it sound like, well, you still need a PlayStation, so there's no either or. It's kind of you have the PlayStation, or you don't get anything else. So business wise, if they feel like it's viable, that's fine. I don't know.
Well, part of the weirdness of it is that we all remember the PlayStation TV or the PS Vita TV, where Sony got this idea. It was a little teeny tiny box, like the size of a slice of bread, and you'd plug it into a TV and connect it to your network. It would turn on your PlayStation 4 and mirror the image. So you could have a PlayStation 4 upstairs and play it downstairs. And it actually worked pretty good, but it was a total failure. Best Buy was actually giving them away. They just literally could not sell them. I got one for free and played it quite a bit. And so it's weird that they're trying that again with the next generation, but now with a little screen. I'm curious. I kind of hope this is real, but to me, it seems kind of outlandish.
The buy-in to it is also super expensive because if you don't have a PS5 already, you got to get the PS5, then you got to get this thing on top of it. So I just don't think it's viable.
We'll see. And that's part of that's a good point. And I feel like that's part of Tom Henderson's other reporting is that the PlayStation 5 Slim is going to be maybe $100 cheaper, like $400. I think maybe that's part of what Sony's plan is to sell this cheaper PlayStation 5 with an external drive you can plug in if you want for disc games. Maybe that'll incentivize people to buy PSVR 2 or this weird tablet. It's a weird, they're trying to do the Switch thing a little bit, it feels like, which is the Switch family of systems. I feel like they're trying to have the PlayStation 5 same family of gadgets.
But the difference between it is you don't need one to access all.
True. Yeah, well, that every Switch is completely freestanding for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
The interesting thing is mobile technology has come a long way since the Switch even launched. And I almost wonder if in 5 or 6 years, Sony could legitimately just make a handheld that plays the PS5 or PS6 games, just not as high resolution frame rate, any of that. It'll be cut down, but that's the only way I'd approach it if I was them. I would not try to stand up another hardware platform like they did with the Vita, because Nintendo doesn't even do it anymore. So I don't know why Sony would all of a sudden think we can do it with our 8-year dev cycles, but MVG.
It's all bullshit, man. This isn't real. Tom Henderson, I think you're a nice enough guy, but whoever's feeding you these bullshit stories, they're just making fun of you, man. Like, detachable DVD drive? Are you kidding me? You really think there's a PS5 or a PS Vita portable 2 thing, whatever it is, streaming device? Doesn't make any sense. PS5 Pro, it's not happening. So I think this is ridiculous, honestly.
Listen, he paid good money for that information, MVG.
Well,
did he pay?
He probably needs to get a refund on that, because whoever's feeding him these stories at Sony is just laughing at this dude, because they're all made up. None of it's real.
I am a little curious as to it is, because usually like a story like this will come out and I'll notice, because I'm trying to keep up to date with a lot of this stuff day to day. Usually I'll then see, oh, this place has also been able to corroborate this story. I don't think I've seen that for any of this hardware stuff.
No one else has corroborated these stories. Like, usually when there's a story about hardware, there's usually different sources that come and, like, validate some information. We're not getting that with this at all. And even though it's, he wants the exclusive, and that's cool, and I respect the hustle, but no one else has come forward and said, yeah, this is a thing at all.
Oh, and wait a second. Did not Jeffrey Grubb say he had heard something similar?
He was quoted in the article.
I don't know, but if he has,
now the plot thickens.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's real now.
Thomas Jefferson Grubb. Let's see.
Yeah, even the chat's saying Grubb did. Interesting.
Grubb just bandwagons. That's what he does. He just waits for something to happen, and then he's, oh yeah. And then if it doesn't work out, he's like, whoa, I wasn't the first one. It was somebody else. It wasn't my fault.
Got really nice hair.
Yeah, would you type Jeff Grubb into Twitter? The first two autocorrects or finishes are Twitter and haircut.
Apparently it's in the prototype QA phase right now, so it's even possible it doesn't get out of that if they determine it's not even viable for them to produce. I'm not really sure what Sony's doing right now with something like that, but the VR2 just seems to have its own problems currently anyway, so they might want to get that worked out first.
What's the problems, John? No games? What's the problem?
True. OJ.
doesn't seem like it's selling the way they want it to.
Says who? You got any stats?
Good reputable Apple insider who seems to be mostly focused on
Apple insider. What does he know?
Oh, because Apple's gonna unveil their own headset, probably I think over the summer. And they're people saying that might be the last push for VR. If that doesn't work, VR in general might be in some trouble.
John, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, bro. I'm just saying.
All right, MVG. Well, hey, you know what? We'll see, because I think that they're mentioning that slim disk drive optional system is supposed to be out by this holiday.
Okay. Well, if that drops, then I'll eat my words. I mean, I'm already banned on the gaming leaks Reddit.
You are.
What else? What else?
You out.
That's a good ban to me.
What did I miss?
It's a good ban. Damn right.
Hey, well, we just need Microsoft to announce Banjo, and then you're back in, right?
I don't want to talk about that. Let's move on.
I feel like there needs to be a statute of limitations on that, though. Because, like, if somebody says, "Oh, there's going to be a Banjo game," and then like 10 years later it comes out, it's like that's what the fuck? Like, it's like saying,
it's like you guys with the Switch Pro.
It's going to be a new Mario game. Hey,
get him click.
Hey, talk to Wall Street, talk to Bloomberg. Don't talk to me.
Hey, even if you get something right, though, that people forget about it pretty quick. Remember when that one person took to YouTube and said that George R.R. Martin was going to work with Bandai Namco and FromSoft to make an open world Souls game?
Yeah, that was a fat L.
Those were the days.
You said Eric came for you.
They came looking for me. a lot of apology DMs, though. Shout out to Reset Air for that. Let's Evan, we got a Discord question over there.
Yeah, and people are saying audio sync issue. It's Discord. There's nothing I can do about this, so we're just along for the ride. But just to make sure with this remote play thing, we're all pretty sure it's just dead on arrival, right? Like, that's one of the questions.
It's all bullshit.
Hey, they're gonna sell at least one. Because I will buy it.
If it's real, it's going to be pretty much just the tiniest little thing. I think it's going to be a little tiny gimmick thing that they maybe even box together with a PS5.
If it's priced at 200 or less, I think they'll have a shot. If that thing comes out at 300 or more, it's over. It's just it's not even worth it. So, but the backbone controller right now for your phone, your iPhone, is $100.
Listen, if it's over 200, if it's
Whoa, Sony's already on. Oh wow,
so Sony out there.
Fuck me. What I was gonna say is, if it's over $200, it better be a fucking TV remote. Excuse me.
Okay.
Be my freaking lights out.
Just leave it down. It's fine.
No, I cannot.
It's chosen its path.
No.
Wow.
Triumphant return.
Evan, you have a Discord question over there?
What do you make of the internet theory that mainstream outlets are holding off Last of Us PC reviews as a favor to Naughty Dog?
Oh, I haven't even heard that one. I think some just legitimately can't play it.
And that's it. Some of them I follow a lot of the major reviewers for IG and GameSpot and stuff, and they have said that straight up the game is just so broken. And also what a lot of the major websites have said is that right now, while they're rolling out hot fixes, in the 4 days, 5 days it would take them to edit together one of their videos, it's going to be a different performance. So a lot of them have said once they come out with a couple of these planned hot fixes, then they'll drop a review.
4 or 5 days to edit a video.
But why? But hold up, time out. Why are they waiting? Why don't they just review it like every other game gets reviewed with flaws?
I agree. That's why I drop my video, is because a lot of times what I do is I'll start a video with saying I'm reviewing the game as it currently is. I think they should drop a review in progress. I think 1,000,000% they should. Buyer beware.
You can't play
it. Yeah. You should say this is an unscored review because the game apparently is still in development. I 1,000,000% agree with people that they should. I don't think there's a conspiracy. I think it's that these websites are just inept, don't like to edit reviews.
They're not inept when it comes to other stuff. Not all of a sudden they're inept when it comes to a Last of Us. They were on it with those movie reviews. They were on it with The Last of Us remastered on PS5. They were on it with everything else when it comes to The Last of Us. But now this, we gotta wait for some hot fixes.
There's a quote I love that says, "Do not blame on malice, which can be attributed to ignorance." And that's what I try to do. Is I assume that they're dumb and not that they're trying.
All of a sudden they're ignorant.
I always said they're ignorant.
Magically ignorant. They were fine with everything else.
I'm glad they're not putting out videos. My video keeps getting great views because there's no videos by IGN or GameSpot, so I'll soak up all those.
That feels like something they should be covering and warning people on? Because that's not like a cheap game.
Yes, they haven't even covered the glitches or anything. So my video, I did a separate video talking about the glitches, and they're talking about the update, and all my videos been blown up about it because all the major websites are not talking about it for some reason. I think PC gamers talking about it and nobody else.
Okay, you have another Discord question, Evan?
Are we gonna go into the Super Mario movie next?
We are. We're about to go into that next.
Do you guys think Super Mario Bros. Movie has the chance to surpass Warcraft and become the highest-grossing video game movie?
How much did Warcraft do?
Yes.
Over $1 billion.
I think Super Mario movie is going to do over $1 billion.
Oh, it's $1 billion easily.
The Warcraft movie sucked. Okay,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's obvious.
I liked it.
Broke my heart.
What did
It's
you like?
barely a movie. It's
As an avid WoW fan, I was offended.
It was so bad.
I read
As a
all
movie
the.
fan, I was offended.
I remember the behind the scenes. They were like, "Yeah, this is the easiest movie ever." They told us just stand there and read our lines. So when you watch the movie, they just stand there.
I'm seeing it right now. The worldwide box office for Warcraft, unless I'm mistaken, is $438 million.
Worldwide? No. Because China it made like something.
Yeah,
crazy
that was the big thing. Was it was huge in China. Huge.
In China, it made so many hundreds of millions of dollars. I believe I read they actually CG'd a couple of extra scenes just for the Chinese DVD release.
Oh.
So I'm looking at this. There's different facts that are going around, John. I don't know which ones you have, but it says Stealth put up that it's the biggest worldwide launch for an animated film at projected 368 million. That's over Frozen 2, Lion King, Toy Story 4, and Incredibles.
Then that's just for right now. That's just for the launch. This isn't like its final total from what it earns in theaters around the world.
It's not in Japan either, so it hasn't launched in Japan. Right. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers.
Yeah,
it says $438 million for Warcraft.
I'm seeing that number too. Yeah. Huh.
I mean, the Mario movie is going to come in at like there's estimates that's already about 300 something million. Yeah.
Yeah. So worldwide, it did that. That's the number it did worldwide apparently, like for Warcraft. So yeah, comparing it to Warcraft, it's going to beat Warcraft probably 3 times what it earned. I'm guessing. I think about 1.2 billion.
Yep. I think you're right, Jordan. Yep. Yeah. I think right around there. And it's going to beat Illumination's other stuff like Despicable Me. Successful project. Easily. The Super Mario movie, came out this past week. I saw it in theaters. Jordan saw it. Josie saw it. OJ saw it.
Saw it in IMAX with my wife. It was good.
Yes.
I saw it in Dolby Digital.
I went to that Newark theater, Evan. First time going there since Spider-Man 2.
The one by me. The
Spider-Man
new
2. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes, they redid it and everything in there. And
John, you said it was the first time going since Spider-Man 2?
For the Newark, the Newark one.
Oh,
that was before they redid it because they renovated it. So it's been 20 years since I've been there.
Yeah.
And it's very nice now. There's like other theaters around me that I'd go to. That one in particular, I was like, let's check this one out because they had it in Auditorium 1, which is like massive.
Yeah, they do
you're
half.
You're like 5 feet from everyone around you. It's crazy.
They do half off on Tuesday, just so you know. It's good.
That's how they got me. Yeah.
It was the first time that I've ever went to a movie theater in like a decade plus. The last time I went I was like in college. With the worst
away.
I forgot what movie I watched though. I haven't been in a movie theater in more than a decade.
Do you remember what time of year?
Yeah, it was when I went.
Yeah, your last time.
It was spring 2010. Spring 2010.
Spring 2010.
Yeah.
Tangled.
Interesting.
No, I saw some. I don't want to get into it, but
you saw some what?
Huh?
You saw what?
I saw this. I forgot it was this movie, but I don't remember. It had Janet Jackson in it, but I don't remember it. I think it was like one of the Tyler Perry movies. I was dating this really ghetto chick, and we went to go see the movie. And she was loud as hell throughout the whole movie, bro. It was a horrible experience. But anyway, it was a Tyler Perry movie. Janet Jackson's in the movie. That's what I remember.
Okay, the Super Mario movie's out. I have some thoughts on it. What everyone think though? What we got? Jordan, Josie, OJ, you guys jump in.
Yeah. As I'll give this my enjoyment of the film as a Mario fan. It's very cute. It's fun. There's a lot of references. It's a lot of like, oh, that's nice. The music cues in there. There's a lot of stuff that just makes you smile. It's a good time, right? It's fast, it's harmless, it doesn't do anything wrong, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything too special, right? It is just a very cookie cutter, very clean family entertainment film that doesn't offer a lot of substance. I think the music choices are weird in the film.
They got a license for those songs, right? They just have them laying around. They're like,
here's 80s rock music.
Yeah. Here's a bunch of 80s so rock. Weird.
Didn't it come out that they wrote stuff for parts and then they were like, nah, fuck it, let's just use regular music?
There was some like Donkey Kong song that they had set up, and I guess they changed it out or didn't use it.
Well,
or something.
it was the part 4 Take on Me. Like, so there was apparently something written, like properly made for that scene.
I don't know.
And they just let's use this instead.
I guess they figured, hey, this is gonna be a wide appealing movie. Let's just take the most generic, obvious songs. We'll just put them on there. Like, I feel like they just have licenses.
Does.
Yeah, I feel like they just have licenses.
I personally feel like that's like Hollywood's influence a little bit of like, this original piece that you wrote. No, I don't think so. And then everybody else just kind of had to agree and go with it.
I agree. That's really my only issue.
I think they played it safe. I think what happened was because of how fast it was and how so many things were like resolved or jumped to. Like, and without spoiling anything, there's just major things that just do not get explained, and it's like, all right, and we're moving on.
Let me ask this, Jordan. There's a scene where it's definitely a character's backstory that they introduce, and I'm like, oh, that might be interesting. And they're like, all right, now we're on to the next one. I'm like, whoa, okay, we're just going right past that then.
So like it happens a lot. It happens whether it's a small thing or it's the big, resolution. It just kind of jumps with little explanation afterwards, which is fine. It just feels like there was maybe a longer cut of this that was severely cut down to just play it.
That's
safe.
what I'm thinking too. I think there's probably like 100 some odd minute episode, like version of it out there, and maybe that's on the Blu-ray.
There's no major story that's like, if you get told the story, you go, oh no, you've ruined the movie for me, because it's very basic, it's very simple, and just the whole nature of what one character is at for just like most of the story. I kind of wish that they weren't there and they were a part of the movie a bit more. But yeah, it's fine. It's like I said, it's I don't know, it's fine. Watch it for yourself. I don't think you're gonna hate it. I see people just adamantly hate this film, and I don't get that. It's very colorful. Really? It's very cute. It's fine. Oh, it's a fine movie. I
know anyone really hate. People hate the movie. It seems like it's hard to hate because it doesn't really waste your time either.
At a fundamental level, and it's the same way I feel with the Sonic films, right? It's the same way I feel about the Sonic films. If you're a fan of the property and you have some attachment to the characters in it, you're just going to enjoy it for what's there, right? You're just going to take in that.
To like it.
Kids are absolutely going to eat this up. It's quick, it's fast, it's colorful, it's Mario. It's stuff So if you're into the character, if you're into that kind of stuff, of course you're going to have a good time. You're going to have a connection to it. You're going to want to always, like, oh, there's Mario. I love this, right? But as a movie, there's so many structural, like an unplugged Game Boy. If you start breaking it down, like fundamentally, what makes a great movie, if you start looking at every aspect, whether it's the score or the pacing or this or that, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues. But at the same time, I overlooked a lot of it because I still was like, hey, it's cute. I had a smile on my face, plenty of it. I wouldn't say this is a great movie. I would say it's a very enjoyable movie.
Is it a good Mario representation though? Because that's the way I look at it. Is people are saying, oh, it's like a shallow movie. I'm like, most Mario games are super shallow. Like there are probably like 2 that aren't, and it's like Paper Mario. You know what I mean? It's not even like a super like mainline game. And so it's just like, for me, it's like, I don't know. Maybe the standards are really low, but it's like, if it ain't Halo, is it on par with Sonic? But also at the same time, is it just a good representation? Like, is it not going to make a fool of the franchise? Does that make sense?
It doesn't make a fool out of it. It takes a lot of the traits from the series that are very, nostalgic, or at least true to the characters for the most part, and just tries to have a good time in the sandbox that it gives you, and it tries to expand on a few more things than you would think. And I see people in the chat kind of throwing up the argument that a lot of people like to give. It's like, well, it's a kids movie. Who cares if it's bad? That's stupid. You know how many kids movies are like good? Like growing up, just because it's a kids movie doesn't mean you have to show your kids crap. A kids movie doesn't have to just be bad. Do you as an adult look back at Toy Story? you know, and go, yeah, Toy Story was a crap kid movie. No, it's not. It's an incredible film.
It's a great movie.
And that's not to say that this film is either crap or the best thing ever made, but giving it the excuse like, oh, who cares if it's bad? It's a kids movie. It's a bad argument, and I think you need to recheck yourself on cinema, like in just in general. Like, oh, who cares if it's bad? It's for kids.
Jordan, I think your opinion's valuable here because you're big on cinema. And, you know, and I come from the where I'm not. I don't give a shit what anybody says about any movie. I'll just watch whatever, and I want to know if it's authentic to the source material. I was there with that '93 Mario movie. I was excited, and it was ass. It was complete ass. I don't care about its pacing, about whatever the case is.
With the new excitement around that '93 movie is online. That movie is terrible.
there is an interesting level of nostalgia for kind of crap things, you know. It happens a lot, and I'll be the first to admit if I enjoy something that I know is crap, but I still can enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So do I love the original, you know, the 1993 Mario movie? No. I think it is not a good representation of Mario. But here's why I do like things about it. It's weird. It's different.
Leguizamo carried the shit out of that movie.
It said, hey, here's what Mario is, and let's just make whatever we want. So if you look at it like that, there's fun to be had. You can have fun games based off of it. You can cringe at it. You can have a good time.
No, man, I'd be the first to admit
it's a solid 4 out of 10. It is not a good movie.
I think you can do that not at this point. But if you were watching it, if you were someone that was playing like Mario 3 and was excited and you went to go see that, it wasn't a fun time. You can do that now. And I do that now with the movie. It's still ass, but I can do that. But back then when I went to go see that movie, I was legitimately upset. Like me, my brother, my sister, we came back like, that's not fair. And that was our one movie for the damn whole, my parents never took me to shit. That was our one movie that we got, man. And we wasted it on that, you know? So for me, it was rough. You know, but I see what you're saying though, Jordan. Like this movie, I'm not a big movie guy. I went and watched it with me and my wife. I thought it was cool. I was like, hey, look, it respects the source material. It's fun. It moves from thing to thing. And they even actually added some story that's not there. You know, with some of the stuff at the beginning, which I'd never seen in any Mario game. So that was cool. But I agree with Jordan's stuff, like in terms of like, you know, the pacing and stuff like that's kind of all over the place. It's really fast and sometimes it slows down, but then it speeds right back up. But I just love all the references. That's the thing for me as a longtime Mario fan. I've been playing since the OG, and it was dope to see all that. It was dope to see all the references, all the different franchises, like the characters they put in there. The Mario Kart section was freaking sick. Loved it. I just loved all the power-ups. That was what's fun. It respects the Mario franchise, and that's what I'm looking for in any video game adaptation. It respects it, to me, even better than the Sonic movies, because who the hell are the people in the Sonic movie? What the hell is going on there? They're not in Green Hill Zone. They're not doing, like, what the hell is the Sonic movie about? And I like Sonic. I know you don't like Sonic, but I like it. And they're just random people, random couple in Wyoming or wherever the hell they are in. So to me, it didn't respect the source material.
Green Hill.
It's a random shit all over the place. Sonic's flossing, riding in a truck.
This question, Jordan. I want to make it very clear. I am very adamant about, like, I really don't want a Nintendo cinematic universe. Okay. Sure. As someone who's kind of been let down by Marvel and Star Wars, all that stuff, like, I don't need a cinematic universe. But if they are thinking about it, right, if they're going to kind of do this like Sony's doing things, is it at least a good foot in the door to say, hey, we can trust Illumination with future projects that can then go into more in-depth, where then maybe they can warrant more critique in future projects? Because I feel like from what I'm hearing and from what the numbers are saying is that it definitely is a good foot in the door. Would you agree?
Yeah, at the bare minimum level, yeah, it's a good foot in the door. I think animation quality wise and what they were trying to do, all that there, it's impressive. There's a reason why people are going to enjoy this film, and just visually, at a visual aspect, this is the best looking Illumination film they've done. Like Nintendo, I feel like Nintendo really made sure that's okay. It has to look like this. We have to stick to a certain guideline. Don't try and head more towards the Despicable Me look or for the other stuff like the Secret Life of Pets that they do, just kind of very much make it unique and have a style that fits for what Nintendo is looking for. And whatever they do end up connecting it to, if they do or do not, sure. I don't necessarily want a connected universe either. I don't think it needs to be all leading up to like an Avengers level Super Smash Bros. Brawl movie or anything.
Yeah.
But for what this is and what the future is teased for it, it seems like it's just kind of Mario focused, and that's fine. And I would like to see what else they can do. There's a couple different teases in direction of what a sequel could be that's throughout the movie, and I'm like, okay, either of these ideas I'm pretty fine with. I think that's interesting. So yeah, I think it's a good foot in the door for whatever they want to do going forward. And I also want to say with this that like opinions on this, I don't care if you love something or hate something. I think everyone should have their opinion on it and not. not be told they're wrong or this or that, right? Like it's not. I see a lot of people fighting about this, and this also ties back to the Rotten Tomato watch that we were all on, right? Everyone's like, "Oh no, the reviews are coming in and they're horrible," and then obviously, of course, the fan number score was going to be really high versus the critics one, because that's just how it is. But you can't look at reviews like this. You can't just take a number and go, okay, this movie's good because number high or number low, right? And I'm not saying, oh, just go see it for yourself. And reviews at that point, like, you have to look so much more into them, or you already are aligning yourself with reviewers.
Card against me with EDP. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, there is Shane Dawson. Was that due to racism? Was James Charles, when I called him out, was that due to racism? There's been other people too that I've made videos about that, yeah, my racist against Tommy. Tellerico, but it's been RTU streams about the Amico USA for the past few weeks. You know, I would say Wings. They're more malicious Wings trolls. There's been some pretty malicious shit against DSP, and I can't stand any of that. I don't why can't you just like watch shit like this and laugh at the dumb stuff they do? Why does it have to go beyond that? You know what I mean? I just don't understand it. I genuinely don't. Explain it to me. Why do you have this hate boner for someone so much that you've never even met? Like, yeah, it's funny the silly shit that they do. It's funny DSP and him just not understanding like everyone blatantly tells him what he's doing wrong. That to me is hilarious. But why does it mean that you should go into their personal lives? That is just disgusting. And anyone who thinks that's justified because you don't like a content creator who live streams shit is, I don't know, it baffles me. Hold on 1 second. This is something important. This is part of the Wings video that I have. Stinks like shit.
Stinks like shit. Cucumbers. 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 Cucumbers.
I think I have to make a video on DSP's pulsating chicken gate. It may get 10,000 views. It's just so entertaining. I mean, yo, think about it. Think about it. The deal that he made. Someone said do it and someone said don't. It's just so funny. There would be so much. I'm just going to get really fucking baked with it and just put together. It's just the fact that there's even like a piece of internet history surrounding. I'm going to have to find his tweets though. And get all the yes, it has to be done. It has to be done. It doesn't matter. It's old news. It doesn't care. That is an evergreen comedic story. It has nothing to do with it being new. Like a lot of this stuff, when It's a Gundam put it out, was kind of old, but it's just so entertaining. Price doesn't matter. Well, I have a Sabrent drive. It's been fine. I have a Western Digital drive. It's been great. I have I would just make sure it's a name brand and make sure it's certified to work in the PlayStation 5 and you're good to go, man. I'm at McDonald's. You want anything? I'll take some bird. Wait. The quartering said Disney caused COVID. Are you just trolling or did he have some stupid... there is the nose hair that I wanted to get rid of that was tickling the side. Yes, I have nose hairs. Don't at me. So, yeah, we could already fucking start. That was actually kind of... Because people are thirsty for some more man. And that man being DSP. So the screen capture is on. And we will go to here. Wings of Redemption stream is going down right now. All right, I'm going to keep the screen up and go in case it's really that disastrous. Let me go to a separate link. I don't want to lose It's a Gundam's video. Where the fuck is his stream? What is his name? Is it Jordy Jordan, maybe? Jordy Jordan, maybe? He is live right now.
Why did Jordy rape his sister? Especially when she was underage. That's really fucked up.
All right, yeah, well,
Who do you think took your your PlayStation account?
You want my true answer?
Let me, here we go.
Who do you think took it?
Nikki Leon. Or Nixie Leon.
Dox people now. I'm just fucking Marcus though. Holy shit. That's bionic.
Get it.
I mean, you
CNG Dev. Thank you.
It's Nikki Leon.
It's Nixi or something like
anyway,
that.
For starters, if we're gonna like have a conversation, right? We're gonna make sure you're not gonna leave in like fucking minute like a hard questions asked.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah. Let's say like fucking. And you're not gonna leave someone like says some question that like hurts feelings. Yeah.
I'll give you the Dark Souls.
Hey Siri,
laughing.
set a timer for 30 minutes.
You could say I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to answer that. Except that.
Nobody here.
Wings, dude. Why do you go into the lie? It's not. It's such an awful idea. It's such an awful idea. It's the worst thing you could fucking do, man. It's not. What the hell are you talking about, Michael Cortez? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Saying anything racist, nothing like that.
That's true. They don't agree.
Okay, ask your questions.
The world law-abiding citizens here.
Okay. You know why I don't trust his base and the stupid shit that they say, so let's we're gonna go back. You know, I know what people, whether it be because of the shit I've seen on the internet and dealt with on the internet and seen in real life and dealt with in real life, that when people don't like you, they will go out of their way to disparage you. And then here's what happens. There's a lot of shitty people on this planet, and maybe you've had bad interactions with multiple shitty people, but then all of those people come forward and all like, I'm going to say this negative about you. I'm going to say this negative. And so everyone's like, wait, 6 people are saying something. But there's a good chance that those 6 people may be pieces of shit. Trust me, I know. Trust me. And if they have an axe to grind with you, and here's the thing, people only take shit at a surface level too. You know what I'm saying? So someone could come out and say, oh, Wings is this, or DSP is this. It doesn't even have to be lolcows. It could be Linus Tech Tips is this, or this is this. And if multiple people say it, what do people just instantly do? A lot of they either were like, all right, yeah, oh, right, he's a piece of shit, or she's a piece of shit. And it works. Now, here's the thing. Even if, I mean, his fucking sister was like, look, nothing ever happened. The guy's like, and now everyone's going with this revert because they're moving the goalposts. This is what trolls do. This is why, Wings, you should not interact with them. Stay the fuck away, because they're not going to stop anyway. They will act. It'll slow down a lot if you stop bothering them, but just, they don't care. Like his own sister saying, it didn't happen. Oh, she's just saying that because she has to. Like, what? Like, are you a fly in his fucking wall? Is that fucking stupid neighbor of his? And look, if something comes forward that there's evidence that, God forbid, something happened, that's a different story. And you know I would call it out. But it just, as a person who's been involved with this kind of misinformation bullshit from these basement-dwelling piece of shit fucking losers that have nothing better to do than this psyops, they won anyway. Because here's what happens. The seeds of doubt have been sown. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if there's evidence that comes forward that Wings is 110% innocent. All right. I don't know if there's anyone who's a parent here, okay? I know what I would do, even knowing what I know. You have two people who have to choose to babysit your kids. One person, no rumors around them. The other person, maybe there was some malicious who put like a fake allegation out about them that said that they did something to, God forbid, to a child. But then it goes to court and we find out that it was a whole big fucking sham because this person had a hate boner because they thought that maybe they didn't get enough money or they didn't like the fact that they put something on their lawn because they were neighbors or whatever. And this person ends up being vindicated because there was evidence put forward proving that they were innocent. However, you have a choice between those two people to babysit your kids. Who are you going to choose? I know who you're going to choose. You're going to choose the person that, I mean, hey, they were vindicated, but better safe than sorry. You're going to go with the other person. So now that's a ball and chain the other person has to carry around for the rest of their life, even if they were proven innocent. And that's why it was done. I know how these motherfuckers work. I know how people who I know in real life work like that. There are some people right now, if you talk to them about me, they would say I'm the Antichrist. Because I didn't put up with shit. But if you talk to them, though, man, you would think that I was the most evil person on the planet. That's just how it works. When people have an axe to grind, they will grind it as sharp as chop possible to chop you down. So that is what happened. Who knows? Maybe this guy's who we don't know this fucking guy. From Adam. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, and here is the thing. No, it doesn't make any sense because how he handled this makes no fucking sense. You have allegations like this. First off, why didn't you come out with them sooner? Secondly, you go to trolls to talk about him? And this is the thing. No matter what. And then you look at the fucking video from Wings Tings or whatever. And and you have a video putting out this damning, and God forbid that if any of this is true. Again, I'm not exonerating Wings, but it does seem pretty fucking suspect. Okay? You're putting in the video that stupid intro with Vin Diesel from Fast and the Furious, joking around about allegations like this. It just shows how out of touch and fucking insane and sociopathic these fucking tools are. You know what I mean? I mean, he's made stupid jokes before that were really like saying like it's okay to fap to your sit, like joking around, like not something I would say, but he was trying to be edgy. Not a way to go about it, but okay. Doesn't mean he would do this though. I know the shit he said about the age of consent too, but I mean, his own fucking sister saying it didn't happen. And this guy's a piece of shit. I don't know what else he need, but that's the thing. Now the seeds of doubt are sown. I'm repeating myself. And no matter what, his own sister could say it never happened. His own sister could say it never happened. People will still be like, I don't know, man. And that's why they did it. Because they're vicious fucks. Believe me, I'm not defending Wings too. I've even made videos criticizing Wings before. But you have to have some kind of ethics. Now, if you found out information, like first off, you go to the authorities with it if you found out truthful information, okay? Accurate or information you think is evidence. But you have to have some fucking lines, man. But people don't. I know for a fact they don't. Look at what happened with Cody, that fucking piece of shit that got him. Oof. I can't, man. This stuff makes me angry. I'm already in kind of a shit mood today. I put up a tweet today saying that for the foreseeable future, you won't be seeing... What I mean is, I want to get this fucking... I hook it down, too, because I'm like, wait. It sounds out of context. I am getting this fucking Wii U video done. I got so frustrated when I got caught up with other stuff today. I was like, God damn it, this video needs to get done. So that's what I meant by that tweet. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm just mad... I know, you know what's funny is that I get how people could look at this and then look at people like Wings who don't understand how complex and how